let's play this clip from Kev On Stage talking about $1,200, $2,500, $5,000. Let's play this.
I saw this on the internet. It said you're not grown till you realize that $12,000, $25,000, or even $5,000 is not no real money. And I don't know what this person means by real money, but I'm 41 years old, fully grown, and I can tell you that that's real money. What is real money? What even is real money? Everything's real money. A penny's technically real money, but I assume they mean you really can't do nothing with that. But let me tell you what. I want us to be honest with ourselves, okay? If you gave the average American, not even almost anybody in the world, $12,000, $25,000, or $5,000, I'm sure they could do something with it. And that's what I consider real money. I do okay in life. God has blessed. If I find $1,200 on the ground, I'm like, oh, snap. I can still pay bills. Any amount of money that you can find and the first thing you think about is paying bills, that's real money. Okay, now maybe you're the 1%, you're Jeff Bezos, okay. You got hundreds of billions of dollars, maybe that's not real money, but most of us ain't him, okay? I still got student loans. I still got kids. $5,000, that's not real. 5,000 US dollars is not real money. What does that have to be with grown? Grown folks got to pay their bills. That's bill money. If the first thing you think of is bills and not wasting it, it's for sure real money. If you still got student loans, it's real money. That's just, what do you mean by that? I think on social media we be saying stuff, but we don't be saying stuff. And that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. I remember when the pandemic happened and them stimmies went out, it was real money to a lot of people. It was around $1,200. It was real money to a lot of people, okay? I remember, and I used my stimmy. I said, well, if y'all gonna give it to me, I got a place for it to go. All right, I might buy a plane ticket. I might put something on my son's tuition, but I got a reason for that money to do something that's real.
Salute Kev On Stage, man. He's actually a good dude.
He's a good dude, yo. I like him.
He's a good dude, man. Just good energy, you know, funny as hell. Shout out to Kev On Stage. Yeah. Salute.
Graceful. He was starting when we saw him at the award show. I'm like, damn, you lit. Like, wow.
Nah, salute to Kev,
you
man.
Lit. Clean sweep at that award show.
I could see both sides of this. Because I understand what he's saying as far as like, if I could pay a bill, that was a good thing that he said. If I could pay a bill, that's real money. Like if I could pay a bill with $1,200 or definitely $5,000, $2,500, I could pay
$5,000. Put a little smile on your face.
I could pay a bill with it, but I also understand from the standpoint of growing up. Like as a kid, I remember thinking $1,000 was a lot of money.
A lot of money. $5,000 when we were kids. What?
5,000 was just like
you was rich. What?
Yeah, exactly. So I remember that thought process in my mind where 5,000 was everything, and then you realize that it's really not. Yeah. So she's not wrong in what she's saying. That it's not real money because it's not. That's not this. I'm not being disrespectful to like. Because, like I said, at one point in time, 5,000 was everything to me. Like
for real.
But the perspective starts to change when you look at things a little differently. Where it's like, I look at real money as something that could potentially change your life. Right. So it is important to have honest conversations and keep things in perspective, because we can't always just play small ball
or flat out lie. So I got into trouble when I made this comment too a couple of years ago that like $100,000 is no real money. Given that we're talking to an entrepreneur audience, I wasn't trying to be insensitive, but I get it. But let's go to the facts. The dollar has lost 38% of its purchasing power in the last 20 years. So if the US dollar has went down 20% and gold has went up probably 700%. Part of the realization of being an adult, I even remember in 2007, 2008, some of the homes that were going in Gwinnett County, Alpharetta, Midtown, and Atlanta, $400,000 got you an amazing home. You try and get a $400,000 house in Atlanta now, you're not going to be that impressed. So if the country is falling apart, we printed more money than ever because of COVID. mismanagement of leadership there. We have to be real. Like if you're an adult with kids, especially if you live in a major city, $1,000 is not what it used to be. Can you pay a bill with it? Yeah, but man, it feels like as soon as you pay a bill, then 11 days later you get an email or get something in your mailbox to pay for the next month. So it's not enough to give you enough cushion. When we were in college, 02, 03, $5,000. Oh my God. What? You sent your parents $5,000 in college, it was some cushion there. It's not that now. I've never seen rent be this high for 9 major metro cities in my life. There's no 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, or 2-bathroom, $1,300 rent in small cities anymore. Let alone major cities. So, who's right? I don't know. You guys tell me.